at this point that there are significant variations in the demand and use of wood, which occur due to, for instance, structural reasons that would change consumer behaviors, but also, more than that, to business cycle. And as an example of that, if you would have looked at exactly the same picture but the data for 2007, the industrial end use part of it would have been 300,000 or 300 million cubic meters more. And that's about cycle, and possibly also about some issues that relates to how things are measured. And I mention this just because, looking at this, we shouldn't dig into the really nitty-gritties and the final decimal. We should look at the big picture in order to understand the impact. And I won't drum that in anything more now. The biggest area of use of roundwood, looking at the industrial part, which is the one I've framed in red up there, is actually saw logs and plywood logs. It consumes something like 775 million cubic meters annually. Then it's pulpwood, about 500 million cubic meters, and then other industrial wood, some 150 nearly million cubic meters. And if we start at looking at what is the outlook, the status and outlook of the sawnwood side, we see actually a situation of continued growth in sawnwood demand. And this is primarily for softwood, and softwood, that's conifers, while hardwood is broadly based products. To the left, it's softwood. To the right, it's hardwood. And what this picture shows, that the business in sawnwood is very much about softwoods. It's been a tremendous growth historically. And I say so because that's the fact. But what this chart shows up here with the grayscale is obviously that it's been pretty flat. But it's because of statistical errors, most likely, that relates to the Soviet Union in the old days. Now, when we look at the latest developments in this picture, we see a dramatic decline. A dramatic decline in demand here in 2010, actually following from 2006 already, and that's mainly in North America due to the cyclone. And looking forward in time, we expect actually that we will have a recovery of demand by 2020, but a shift in its power.